We are live here for the Pegasus World Cup.
Here we go. Yeah, finally time. Pegasus World Cup 2025.
Hell yeah, down here in beautiful South Florida. I am Alexis Up with the Daily Racing Forum, joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Ben Kudla from Equibase and Rachel Miller from America's Best Racing. How y'all doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing amazing. I won't lie. I was a little bit nervous yesterday. We all arrived into Florida, and as far as Florida goes, it was a little bit overcast. It was a little bit chilly. However, today the sun is out, the vibes are high, and if you are not drinking water, you're definitely getting dehydrated in this crowd. But the drinks are flowing. Alexa's got a little something over there.
Picture Perks Rex Day.
I know, and a banner day of racing. So here's some shots from around the grounds earlier today.
Yeah, the racing gods had us in their favor today with this weather. It was very cold, but yeah, it is quite a vibe here. I mean, these events are so exciting. I know First does a great job putting on not just the races, all sorts of entertainment and excitement all throughout the day.
Well, it really just starts off this year with a big bang, a big Grade 1 multi-million-dollar race, and really just starting off January in 2025 on a high note. And we got a great card here today, all day long. And now we finally started the Pegasus World Cup last race, where we saw Be Your Best win at 7-1, coming out of that Grade 3 Suwannee River Stakes last time out at Gulfstream Park. And Sacred Wish came with a huge rally after coming off a Grade 1 win in the Matriarch. So here we come to the Grade 2 Insider Information Stakes, and then we'll move on to the two last Pegasus races. So
wow, Ben coming in hot.
I'm ready to go. I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm like,
It's
okay,
up here.
what celebrities have I seen? What people are on the grounds? What's everyone drinking?
What's everyone wearing? There's some hats too. The hat game
Yeah.
is strong today.
So the Pegasus, for anyone who's not familiar with this race, this is kind of an event that has transformed South Florida over the last couple of years. And things have evolved every year in the Carousel Club. So I know that, previously there was a big, solid backdrop behind the DJ set where it was maybe a little bit more difficult to see the races. This year, experiencing the Carousel Club, you guys, they've done a beautiful job of integrating horse racing so they can see everything that Ben was just talking about, hopefully picking some winners while still enjoying kind of the beach club atmosphere that's offered down in Miami.
yeah, there's a huge disco ball too.
I saw the giant disco ball, and I'll be honest, if I could reach that, I would love to just hop aboard and take a ride, Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball style in the Carousel Club.
I would pay a lot of money to see that.
We'll see. I mean, depending on how well these
throwback.
bets go today, we could build up a significant bankroll where I'm sure we could pay to have that kind of premium experience riding around on the disco ball. But as Ben mentioned, we're about 10 minutes away from the next race.
Yeah.
I think that Dan is floating around somewhere.
Let's go
in
find
the
Dan
paddock.
for this Grade 2 Inside Information Stakes with two top-tier fillies and mares with Emery on the outside and Mystic Lake for Saffie Joseph Jr. So let's go see Dan.
Well, Ben, if you're expecting betting advice from me, you're not going to get it. I'm just here to have fun today. So, and if I bet and I lose, whatever, I'm jumping right into this thing. The fountain. What else is it here for? So, the way this works, for those who are just trying to figure this thing out, so this is the paddock, the walking ring. This is where the horses will come before the race. They'll do a couple of circles. The jockeys will get on. Then they'll go out to the track for the race. So, we're here. We're going to see some horses in a bit. For now, the people you see behind me are owners, trainers, friends of the family, right? So I want to see if I could pick out a few people just to have a little fun with. And I don't know any of these people, so bear with me. I'm looking for somebody who looks like a willing participant. Okay, I found one. I found someone who I think will talk to us live. Who are you?
Hi, Hannah Bloom.
And what are you doing here?
I'm with My Racehorse social media for today. We're actually sponsoring this next upcoming race.
So
All of our owners in the paddock, they're going to take a picture in the winner's circle, so very exciting.
So if you pay enough money, you get to come in the paddock?
Well, congrats to My Racehorse, by the way, on getting the Eclipse
Nice
Award
perk.
Moment of the Year.
So Ben Kudla said, congrats to My Racehorse, Eclipse Award Moment of the Year. How exciting is that?
So exciting. Not only Caesar Gray won Moment of the Year, and then Straight No Chaser won his award as well. So really exciting for all of our owners, and what a moment. This year was crazy for us in a good way, and so it was a really great way to end it.
All right, so how does My Racehorse work? You're like, what the heck is My Racehorse? What is that?
So essentially we sell fractional ownership in racehorses, so anyone can own a piece of a horse, 0.01% or whatever, but it's a one-time only payment, never have any other fees, training fees like the other syndicates and whatnot, and it's just a great way to become involved. If you've always been a horse lover, you enjoy it all, never been able to actually say you own a horse, you could even say you want a Preakness or a Preakness with one of your horses, so it's just a really nice, easy way to get involved.
You're still working, but I know you could hear that music.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
You want to get out of here as soon as possible. You get over there, right?
You're excited too.
I mean, I want to go there now. The problem is, like, we'll lose our signal.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right, who you most looking forward to over there?
Oh gosh, I guess Diplo, right? Is that
Diplo.
one of the yeah?
Black coffee?
Yeah, I don't know who Black Coffee is.
Neither do I,
Yeah.
but it sounds good.
I need to get with the hip lingo, but I don't know who that is. So I'm sure he's great.
I think it's good. Yeah, Half and Half is also amazing. Performing much later tonight. All right, guys. We are waiting for these horses to come. We're going to kick it back to you for a minute, and then you can throw it back to us after.
All right.
Usually Dan's on set with us, but this is fun. Getting a little.
I can
insider
already
tips from the
tell.
paddock.
I can already tell this is going to be one of my favorite parts of the show. Is Dan Torgman rogue in infield? So
hope he jumps in that fountain.
yeah.
That's my hope.
No,
He's
every
got
time
confidence. He's got confidence.
you walk into the paddock at Gulfstream, it's like, how many people have celebratory jumped into this thing? There's no telling. So we're looking forward to more of those segments with Dan. Also woven into the show tonight is one of my favorite things. If you've ever watched a live stream with us, I love a bit of trivia, and I like to be the one holding the cards. Okay,
I like to be the one
want to be the
winning.
one with the inside information. See what I did there?
Are you
Ahead of
gonna-
the inside
are we
information
doing this?
stage?
Oh, there it is.
Are you
No, so-
peppering this
It all
trivia
connects.
throughout
Yeah,
the show?
The trivia is going to be peppered in. Occasionally, when we have guests come on, we can kind of throw a lifeline to them. Which our first guest might be stopping by the show soon-ish. His
He runs on
name
his own
rhymes with
time.
Bike Napoli.
That was so good, Rachel.
If anyone knows what I'm talking about. But in the meantime, I would love to do a trivia question for you all that specifically pertains to inside information, which a little history lesson. Inside information was a fantastic race mare and race filly who raced in the 90s. And so this next upcoming stakes race is named in her honor. So, in her 6 Grade 1 wins, this is the question.
Okay.
In her 6 Grade 1 wins, Inside Information won all of those races by a combined number of how many lengths?
Ooh.
Was it
Good one.
25, 46 and 3/4, or 18 and 3/4?
I'm gonna go 25 3/4.
25, okay?
6
Alexa?
races? 6 races, you're saying?
Yes, Grade 1 races though.
Right. Okay, I'm going with 18 and 3/4.
All right, and the drum roll, please. You're both wrong, so
Oh
we're
my
starting
gosh,
this
it was
game off on a
Starting
tie.
off 0 for 2.
Wow.
We can't
Greg,
get off the
behind
duck.
the camera, he was there in the 1990s when Inside Information won 6 Grade 1 wins by a combined total of 46 and 3/4
That's
lengths.
incredible.
Which
Very
is
impressive.
yeah,
Like 8 lengths
phenomenal.
a race on average.
So the story with her is she would have probably been a much bigger deal. She won tremendous at the Breeders' Cup, but she was outshined by Cigar. And wouldn't you know it, the person that I had alluded to being our special guest appears to have appeared on the set. So
The man
we
of
would
the
love to
hour.
welcome in a man that truly needs no introduction, the Commissioner of Horse Racing.
Ben? Alexa.
Sit down, get cozy with us.
Wow, it's a bright light. How are you guys?
Great. How are you? You've had a big day today so far already.
Well, if you include a second, a third, and a fourth,
But
a big day.
those third and fourth, so did you know you ran an 85 Equibase speed figure with Bulldoze in the first race?
Yeah.
And 84.
Second
you ran
is the
speed
first
figure for a
loser.
First-time
So
starter.
third is the second
I'm just
loser,
saying those are
and fourth
very,
is the
very
third.
impressive for first time out, and I think you have a lot to look forward to. And very, very great scalable win in the closing rally. And
Yeah,
Aqueduct to kind of take the day.
I won a race at Aqueduct, and I'm not even happy about that. How's that sound? Okay. I'm 1 for 5, 0 for 4 here. I should have just went to Aqueduct like I grew up and just went out there and got the one win and been happy, you know?
Okay,
So,
you're talking about growing up. I have some good questions for you as far as
Good.
how you got into this game, okay? So is there a specific memory or time at the racetrack that you can recall where you were like, I'm hooked on this. If I ever have the money to play in this game, I'm freaking doing it. Take us through that story.
Well, it was every day at the track was one less day at school because I would sneak out of my house, pretend I was going to Holy Cross High School, and take some money from my mom's purse and my dad's pants pocket, and end up with $40. And I really believe it helped me be an entrepreneur because if I lost $40 in one day, I would be in deep, deep trouble when I got home. I had to replace that money, and you know, my friends and I would take a couple trains. If we won, we'd stop at White Castles. If we won a lot, we'd go to the OTB and bet Yonkers at night or the Meadowlands. And I just fell in love with the game. I fell in love with being at the track. I fell in love with, you know, watching these athletic horses run down the stretch, the jockeys. You know, back then it was Chris Antley and E.T. Bird and David Noosh, and because it was Aqueduct. And I didn't go to Saratoga till I was like 35, 40 because I never had a car that could go 3 hours from Queens, so it was an issue for me. But fell in love with the game, and I still think I'm a racing fan, and you know, it's like, you know, when Ben says, we got a second, third, and fourth, but I bet win on all of them. So how do you feel when you lose by your nose and you bet win on all of them?
Well,
right?
I think the potential.
No, you go
of
home.
those
Do you
two
go home and say, "Wow, I did good"?
Superstars could do it. But what I do really love about your story is I think so many people can relate, especially myself. I skipped school to go to Hawthorne, Arlington. It's where I'm from, is the suburbs of Chicago, and you know, so many people like that. And I just want to thank you for being so positive about our game and pushing it and supporting it. And I think you're great what you're doing. And last year you had your best year yet. You almost had $6 million in earnings in just the horses you owned, excluding partnerships. And with St. Elias, obviously you had Forte, Vino Rosso, Krupe coming up in the Pegasus. I just want to know what do fans of Rapoli Stable should expect in 2025, and are you going to continue to partner up with St. Elias?
Well, before I say that, I know you're going to be surprised when I tell you I'm 56 years old, but I'm 56 years old. So
Don't look a day over 26.
I look younger than you, Ben, but I'm not.
It's true.
So,
it's true.
But I'm really trying to do this like for that next generation. That 13-year-old kid that used to go to the racetrack.
Yes.
That 23-year-old kid that used to just come here and bet with his friends, and I'm really concerned that in 10 years or 15 years, outside of Kentucky, I don't feel confident about the sport. I mean, we're here now at a beautiful Gulfstream Park. We're all excited. And a couple of weeks ago, we heard that maybe only 3 more years here. So how do you get excited by that? To me, it's how do we fix it? So,
Yes.
So the goal is now to, you know, I've gotten my, you know, incredible fan ownership. I've won some huge races. I've lost some huge races. I bring my friends, my family. You know, my 9-year-old daughter, Joya, loves the track. Her favorite place is the winner's circle, same as mine. And
Usually with a blanket of roses over her
she's, as you
shoulders.
see right here, she's not shy about that. And, you know, I want it to be around for her if she wants it at 19 or 29. And she loves it so much now that it should be her choice if she wants to stay in it, not up to the industry. And so I feel there's a need now, 20 years as an owner. You know, am I going to be like every other owner and just sit back and complain about the game, sit back and say we need to fix it and do nothing?
Well, you know,
And I'm not gonna
sometimes
do
you do
that.
great things.
I'm not
You
gonna
got
do
to go
that.
against the
I'm not-
grain.
I'm not gonna do that.
And I love that.
And some people will like me more for it,
Yeah.
and some people will hate me more for it. And I'm okay with either one.
What would
know,
you say
so
is like the
respectful.
number one thing we can do?
There's 21 things to do.
Okay.
When something is as fractured as this sport, like there's all these spokes in the wheel, I think the first thing, if you ask me, we got to get some agreement and alignment.
Yeah.
Okay? Gulfstream is a private company. Worry about Gulfstream. The breeding farms worry about the breeding farms. The Churchill worries about Churchill. Naira worries about Naira. Trainers worry about the trainers. So how do we get? It's okay to compete inside the racetrack, but when we're outside, maybe we can talk and try to maybe move the game forward. Like all the big real sport leagues, the NFL, they all work together.
Yeah.
They might want to beat each other on Sunday, but in the off season they're working together to grow their game.
One league.
We're not doing it.
I will say, I have noticed a change in mentality in the last year or so of a bit more of a collaborative effort within. I work for DRF, he's with Equibase, ABR.
Yeah.
We're competitors, but we're starting to work more together. I know that's only one side of the sport, but I do think there's a desire from people who love the sport to start working together.
Yeah, and that means a lot to me, because what I've been hearing is people are, you guys are very young, and you guys are the future of the sport, if the sport has a future. So I think by me speaking out, it's empowered people to say, oh shit, I think like him too, or I disagree with him, versus having the private conversations without these mics in front of us. And I think the part of identifying the problem, which we all know, is actually talking about it. And I think you guys know that I'm not shy about talking about it and talking about it and talk. I'm not going to go away.
Good.
They're going to go around.
The sport easy, Mike.
That's it. I'm not going to go away. And I'm trying to explain that to people. Like, either we'll do what we think is best for the game now, or I'm going to do it with somebody else. And that's really my focus right now. Just to, I'm either going to gain more friends or less friends, but the friends I lose are good friends to lose for the sport.
Well, one thing that you said that really stood out to me was you want this industry, this sport that we all love so much, to be around for your family. As a 27-year-old guy my age, I'm scared, even myself. And I've kind of tried to think of ideas, but I would love to hear your input. How can we get a younger generation interested? I know, it's an obvious answer, maybe bring your kids to the track like we all grew, but I think there might be a serious problem where we do need to have a younger generation.
There is a serious problem when, like, I'm one of the bigger owners in the game, and I have a bunch of friends that have said, hey, I'd like to buy a piece, and I tell them no. I tell them no because I'm so passionate, but I don't feel confident or feel good about sharing this with them, because I'm doing it because it's a love and a passion. You three guys are doing it because it's a love and a passion. So there are great parts of the game. When we do this right, like a day like today or a day like the Derby or other days, like, you guys know New York racing, right? I said this one time. If I bring a friend to Saratoga, I got a friend for life, and he's going to love racing. If I bring a friend to Belmont, he'll say it's okay. Maybe I'll go once a year. If I bring a friend to Aqueduct, he never talks to me again. Like, he's done. Like you never talk to me again. That's the difference between three tracks all in New York. So how do we know what to do? Like, Aqueduct still has the TVs up from 40 years ago, from when I was a kid.
So like, okay, back in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatnot, before advanced deposit wagering, whatnot, people went to racetracks because that was the place to bet. Gulfstream Park was a destination for a family. Santa Anita was a destination for a family. Do you see the future of racetracks being on an ocean in a place like this, or can they be more inland, in a more normal type area, like Lexington, Kentucky, or Queens, New York, for example?
If the whole goal is, we all know what growth engines in this sport, from fans to owners to gamblers to breeders, that all has to grow. Full crop. But right now, none of it's growing. We're losing more fans. We're losing more tracks. We're losing more races. Full crop is down.
Losing
Gambling
handle.
is down.
Yep.
So there's nothing that's up. Now, we all know that they have to go up. But reality is, if it keeps going like this, eventually it hits bottom. So first you got to steady it. So I always say you got to fix the plane before you fly the plane, because right now we're about to crash into this mountain, or like the Titanic. Like, I see the iceberg.
Right.
I will get off before it hits the iceberg. Hopefully
enough.
you guys are off with me. But the point is, and I think by me addressing the fact very clearly that this sport is broke, we got to fix it, and we got to put it together. Hopefully just empowers people to realize, like, if we could all give 90% of our time to what we can do to make this better, and 10% helping others to make this better, like, there's not a lot of alliance in the sport. There's a lot of these little groups all over the place, and they shake hands and they say hello, but they don't really work together. Got to work together.
Well, let me know if you agree with this. I think there is so much positivity in this sport that goes overlooked, and you have this minority group of cheaters or animal abusers or whatnot that get the biggest voice and attention. Do you think we should just kind of push more positivity of normal type level trainers?
I mean, the sport has the worst PR in history. I mean, I make fun of some of the industries. You guys are doing a really, really good job, and I've spoken to people in your organization. I think we can do even more. I hear words like budget, and we don't have enough, and we have all these great ideas. You know what? We got to find a place to get $1 million so we can do this every Saturday at a different track. So investing doesn't make sense to a budget unless you expect it to grow over the next 3-4 years. And it sounds to me that too many players in this game are looking to keep it for a rainy day versus putting out. Breeders' Cup has money. Where are they going with it? Jockey Club has money. Where are they going with it? So, I mean, if you're saving the money for when the sport, when you need it, like they say, well, we're going to save it for a rainy day. I'm like, dude, there's thunderstorms and there's a hurricane outside. Like, now's the rainy day. Like,
yeah.
So we got to, now it's like either you got to go full force trying to fix it or just move on.
I think this is absolutely an important conversation, but I do want to know, we are 0 minutes to post here with insider information. Do you have a pick for this race?
No, my only horse would be Croupy in my race.
There you go.
I want you to elaborate on Croupy a little bit.
Let me see.
I believe that there is a namesake reason of Croupy. Obviously, we're talking about the signature big race of today, the Pegasus World Cup. And you've got Croupy in it. I think it's race 13.
Yeah,
so tell us about Croupy and kind of the name behind him. You have a lot of horses with interesting names. Yeah. I think I saw your wife, the namesake of a couple, walk in. Stop shopping Maria.
Stop spending Maria. Actually, she's right now spending and shopping, so it didn't work.
It didn't work.
But with Croupy, JJ Croupy, who's a legend and icon, like he's a character in the game, passed away, and I had, he picked out Uncle Mo for me. For Vinny Viola and Teresa, he picked out Liam's Map. And then for us together, he picked out, Vino Rosso. So Vinny and I, Teresa and Maria said, one day if we get a really, really good horse or a horse that we think has potential. Croupy's won a grade 2, a grade 3. He came in this race third last year. We took him to Dubai and, didn't do so well. But, listen, he's going to race for a while. He's a Curlin. And he's a pretty special horse.
No, he seems super cool. I know that I've met him in the barns, visiting him at Saratoga. And you always have a lot of great horses in your stable that get to be at a lot of big events, big races. Like you said, some of your buddies you might not bring with you to Aqueduct. But, you got some friends in other sports. For example, Tom Brady.
He's been here.
Yeah, so he enjoys the Gulfstream Park experience.
Tom was here at Gulfstream last February, I think. You guys missed him. I guess no one called you. But, yeah, Tom loves the Derby. Actually got introduced to Tom through Ogden Phipps in the game.
No way.
Yeah,
so it was horse racing that connected you to Tom Brady.
Yeah, I met him in one of the Derbies.
First.
And then he had a protein drink company, a TB12, and an apparel company called Brady Brand, and I obviously had Body Armor, and then I also had I was buying Noble sneakers, and we merged all the companies together. And Tom lives 30 minutes south from here, and we're gonna get him here. He's got something called the playoffs tomorrow, and he's calling the Super Bowl this year, but he loves racing,
Which Dan's been in our ear, and he is a big sports fan himself. Do you have any inside info as far as the Super Bowl goes? Do you have a personal team that you're pulling for? Is Tom feeding you some good tips?
No, but I really wanted the Ravens to win. I think I don't want the Chiefs to win again. How's that sound?
Hey, I am a diehard Chiefs fan.
You've won enough. You and Taylor Swift have won enough. Stop. I can't watch her in the booth one more time. And let's get the Bills, who've never won, by the way. Didn't we just talk about sharing the wealth and alliance and stuff like that?
The thing we need for racing is a celebrity dating somebody, but I was like, we're gonna have a hard time with a celebrity dating a jockey.
No, come on. He knows there's some charmers.
Wait, a celebrity date a jockey?
Yeah,
They're the
I know.
They're the same height. It'd be great. It's easy. You know, I mean,
What I'm thinking is, are you familiar with Sabrina Carpenter? She's about 5 foot tall, maybe.
Okay.
I think that she would be a perfect match for a jockey. It sounds like she's recently gone through a breakup with an Irish
find
actor.
a single jockey first. Okay, let's start with that. Okay. So that's an important factor. So you guys have to get back with who's available.
Maybe a potential like dating show spin-off
Yeah,
or
it
something.
sounds like the Bachelor/Bachelorette type deal for
win the
horse
stripes, by the way.
racing.
We're about to have a potential
Here we go,
upset
Mystic Lake. Here comes Emery on the outside. Mystic Lake still holding Emery on the outside.
Oh, I think
it looks like Mystic Lake
got there.
Mystic Lake
ended up
stayed
holding
up.
out.
Got that one?
Mystic
Mystic
Lake,
Lake,
Safi
I think.
Joseph Jr.
over Emery.
Emery was 4-5 morning or 4-5
not a
favorite
crazy
going off.
exciting betting race. I think we had a 2-1 over a 4-5 over a
We had
7-1.
4 scratches, so it was just 5 horse field.
But still, a big day of racing, a banner day of racing. Mike, we're going to let you go here in a couple of minutes, but just, quickly at the end, in wrapping up our convo about some of your friends that have been sports icons, obviously you were very close to Kobe Bryant. What lessons have they kind of taught you about being in this sport, being a competitor? Or what have they learned from you in racing? Is there a big crossover between the two?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, whether it was Kobe Bryant and or Tom Brady or James Harden to Gronkowski and players that we signed through Vitamin Water and Body Armor, they're competitors. I mean, unlike Ben that likes to come in second, third, and fourth, most people, most winners like to win. So, but what I always find about whether you're in business or whether anything in life, if you have this competitive passion to be better or this competitive passion to win, it just gets you to another level. And one of the things I want to do with No Bull, I can't curse on the show, but it stands for No Bull something.
You can curse.
Oh, no bullshit.
Trust me.
Okay,
yeah.
good. No bullshit.
Profanities are welcome here at ABR.
And you guys are young, so you guys are dealing with more bullshit today than ever before. Imagine I told you I can cut the bullshit out of your life. You'd say, well, there's 90%. What do I do now? Well, that's it. What do you do now? And the whole goal now is to create a wellness brand around cutting out the bullshit. And a lot of athletes, the best ones, during the playoffs, they're off of social media. They're hyper-focused. Kobe Bryant used to practice at 3 o'clock in the morning. Tom Brady was here for 20 years just to win Super Bowls. He won 7. And even with my stable, I got a great team. Danielle, I think she's going to be available on Friday if you guys want to hire her. Don't tell her I said this. This is a secret. Okay, send me her resume, guys. I'll send you guys her resume. Anybody.
Hey, that's an instant hire. That's an automatic hire.
I will pay her salary for 2 years if she leaves. Okay, all right. That's a deal between me and her. All right, but at the end of the day, I think it's about being better every day. No matter what you guys do, how do you be better? Never think great is good enough. And I think that's what, I'm here and I'm so blessed to be in it 20 years. 20 years ago, if I got a second, third, or fourth, it would have been the best racing day of my life. Now it's like, all right, I got 35 people and they want to know where we're having dinner tonight. That's what they're thinking about, right? So at the end of the day, you always want to be better, So I've won the Belmont Stakes, but I got 4 seconds. I would have liked it the other way around, So that's it. So
That's racing.
I love that.
That's
a great, full circle moment. Competitors compete, and I mean, this is a great day for
winners
it.
win, except for Ben. Okay.
Winners win.
Winners
Investors
win. For Ben,
invest.
winners place. Winners place. I'm going to name a horse. Winners place.
Show.
Winners place and show. No, yeah, winners place and show. I like that.
So what you're
Can I
telling
pick the
us
breeding
is,
for that one?
We got a horse name.
what you're telling us is, if Ben's not putting a win bet on Crouppy this afternoon, that's bullshit.
Even if he's going to be 20-1, I'll be the only person that if he comes in second, I'll be upset. So.
Well, regardless, we're going to be cheering him on. Thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank
join
you.
us. I know
Guys.
this is a big day for you, and it's always appreciated, Mr.
Yeah.
Commissioner.
Oh, and I want to be involved a little bit more with you guys, and I love what you guys are doing, and we're going to do some good marketing. I think I can do a better job than your bosses. Don't tell them though. I hope we cut that out. Shh, don't tell them. Hopefully they're not here. All right, guys.
Mike
All right.
Rapoli, ladies
Appreciate it.
and gentlemen.
All right,
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Good luck
care.
this afternoon.
No one like him in racing, and there never will be
Wild ride of
for
a conversation.
a long time.
We're kicking it to Dan here. Dan, what do you got for us?
What's up, guys? I couldn't hear you. I did hear Mike. I like Krupi too. I don't like what he said about your bosses, whoever those people are. Not a fan of that comment. It was interesting. Look, this next race, the Pegasus World Cup Turf, is cool for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of money. I think it's $1 million. $1 million sounds about right. And our friends at West Point Thoroughbreds have a couple of horses in the race. Integrate and Battle of Normandy. One of the guys, I'm just going to randomly, we're going to go up to him. Tom Bellhouse with us, you're live. How are we feeling, Tommy?
A little nervous. We're doing a little start.
You're not nervous.
No, to have 2 horses in the Pegasus Turf is a thrill, and it's a great way to start our year. We have big plans for the year, and this is a great event. I mean, I love coming to Gulfstream and be a part of it. So to have 2 horses in, it's 2 different partnerships, so a little bit of pressure.
This dude is not nervous at all. Don't let him fool you. You win $1 million race. I mean, what are you doing with that money?
Well, the breezeway bar will be open, I assume. So.
Well, I'll see you at the bar after this then.
Without a doubt.
All right, Tommy.
Thank you.
All right, so that's Tom Bellhouse and West Point Thoroughbreds. All right, I want to show you the breezeway bar because this is really cool too. Come this way. I know we're kind of riffing a little bit. Stay with me, Alex. Stay with me. It's gonna all work out in the end, I promise. All right, so the breezeway bar is between the paddock, the walking ring where I was earlier, and the racetrack. So you got big screens that'll show you races from other tracks, and then you have a bunch of people here who are obviously enjoying themselves with some drinks. I love it here because this spot, during each race, while the race is going off, people are just freaking losing their minds. And it's fun to watch. If you're in that crowd, it's even better because that means you have an interest in the race. So, all right, now walk back with me to another. Well, actually, let's go this way. Let's go. We're going this way. So I wanted to show you this too. These are the horses that are running in the Pegasus World Cup coming up. Here's Krupi right there for Mike Rapoli. Mixto, I think Mixto might have been scratched. You guys can tell me on the set. I think that horse was scratched. Maybe not, though. Saudi Crown is in the race.
That's my pick.
Do you want us to save this one for you, Alexa?
She's already wearing one on.
Oh, well, hell, then I'll keep this one. All right. So let me see. I'm trying to find my horse, though.
Oh, wait. Dan's already doing the big reveal.
He's got a wild pick.
Such a deep cut. I don't think you even have my horse. It's such a random horse. Do you have all the horses?
No, some of the horses are missing. Are you looking for Mystic Dan or who?
No, forget Mystic Dan. I'm looking for Newgrange.
Newgrange, no, I have it here. Hold on.
All right, we're going to see there's actually, he's going to have to dig deep. We're going to dig deep for a Newgrange. All right, so there we go, Newgrange. This horse is 20-1 in the morning line. That's going to be my pick. You poor soul, since I brought you on, tell me what you guys are doing here.
So we work for First Technology, and what we're doing is just signing up people for new accounts. You can wager on your phone or your computer. From your seat, you can be anywhere on track and make a wager.
What do you get? If you sign up today, do you get anything special? You get free money?
Yeah. We're doing a sign up like if you wager over $100, you get $20. So if you wager $2,000, you get $200.
Guys, well, if we all pool our money together, we might be able to get that promo. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the day. All right.
Free money. I love to see it.
Free money. Should I keep babbling, Rachel, or you want me to stop?
We're back over to the main set over here, and it is transformed. We are now joined by Timmy Duda, who is an international polo player. You guys may recognize him. He was just recently on the Netflix series Polo. Timmy, welcome to Pegasus. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me. It's amazing. Amazing to be here and incredible to see these horses running.
I know. So tell me about how the day has been for you. I think you've been over in Carousel Club. Yeah. What's that experience been like, and how does it compare to a polo match?
It's been interesting. I think it's somewhat similar in some sense. A lot of partying, a lot of whatnot. On the other side of the polo, I guess, on the brunch side and get into tailgate and whatnot. It's fun. I think it's been really cool.
Okay, so it's not like polo is super classy and horse racing here in Miami is just wild and nuts. You think that's pretty on par?
I think that we're in the similar belt, I would say.
Okay, I like to hear it. Obviously, we've got some concerts and everything going on over there after the races are wrapped. But I want to hear a little bit more about what the experience was like being on a show that was on Netflix, Polo. Has that changed things for you at all, or is life the same? What's that been like for you?
Definitely it's changed things for me especially, and I think it gives us the opportunity that we deserve to showcase the sport to the international realm. the sport itself, I think it has such stigmatism of being the sport of kings, when really it's a sport for everybody. Everybody should come watch. It's truly, you get to see the horses get to move in the proper way. Especially here in Wellington, Florida, we get to compete at the top level with the best players and the best horses. So, and Netflix and Polo really capture that well, where they get to highlight us as the athletes and the horses as the other athletes, and to bring them together to become one athlete in general.
You know, us as racing fans, we all the time just kind of watch them go in a circle and run, you know. My favorite thing about polo and watching polo is just how agile the horse actually is on just such tiny little ankles, such tiny little feet. It can go so fast. It's just fascinating.
Start, stop, spinning around. Like, how different is a polo horse to a thoroughbred? And like, would a thoroughbred that was bred for racing make for a good polo horse?
Well, you definitely brought the right guy on, because I'm a thoroughbred fanatic. So for me, I think the best polo pony is a thoroughbred. But
Love it.
I look for a smaller thoroughbred between 15 hands to 15.3. I'm looking for a horse, when I sit on her for the first time, if they came right off the training center or something, I'm looking for natural ability. Something that talks to me and says, okay, I'm listening. Instead of only thinking about running, they think about stopping and turning and their ability to be agile. And you kind of feel that right off the bat. When they're 3 years old or 2.5, you can feel that right off. One of my best horses, and my best mare in general, and I even have a clone of her, and there's 3 more coming, she's an American thoroughbred. So pure American thoroughbred, sold in Texas and in the sale. So she's a racing pedigree, and she's incredible. But her ability to turn and run, nothing like it.
So you said 15 to 15.3 hands is like perfect. Like what about age?
Age is good. It's a good question. It depends on the horse. They tell you, right, when they're ready. My personal opinion and my belief is between 7. I think 7's the age that they say, okay, I'm ready to come into the big leagues. 8, they start maturing in their heads in the right space. And then 8 all the way up to around 16, 17. I mean, if you maintain them well, do good vet care and good therapy work on them, you can go all the way up into to high teens.
That is so cool. I actually saw polo in person for the first time this last year at the Retired Racehorse Project in Lexington, Kentucky, where they take retired thoroughbreds and train them for a second career. And it looked fun. I kind of wanted to try it. I mean, I'm clumsy, so I feel like I'd fall off, but...
Yeah, can we get like a crash course on polo? Because I just feel like my depth perception is not great. I'm not good at pool, which I feel like you kind of got to aim and, make your shot. Is there any sport that correlates that polo swing?
I would say that it's a combination of many different sports. Like if you think about like field hockey and golf kind of mixed together with the same swing. I think in polo, it's most important is timing, right? It's all about timing, and it's all about the balance and simplicity of the horse. If you can move a little bit less on the horse and allow you and the horse to be one unit and one cohesive unit, it allows you to be able to hit the ball a lot easier. If you're all over the place, a little bit harder.
It crosses over with horse racing. You got those jockeys with quiet hands, low.
Go.
Well,
what happens if you drop your stick? Is it called a stick?
A mallet, yeah,
what
stick
happens
mallet.
if you drop your mallet?
There's a couple ways to get it. I mean, you can use the back end of your whip and kind of scoop it up also.
Oh, it's on you. Like there's nobody like running in and grabbing it
Sometimes
for you.
like your opposing teammates or your teammate or opposing opponents will stop and pick it up for you.
Oh, that's
Sometimes.
very,
Like a cool trick. That's finesse. That's
Yeah,
finesse right there.
Look, can you like lasso? Like
Kind of,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You can send it any way you want to.
So I do want you to talk a little bit more about, we're talking about ways that, racing is similar or different, and you referenced the Polo Triple Crown. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so here in the United States, our highest level of polo is the Gauntlet of Polo. So that's 22 gold level, and that starts now in February 7th, the first game. I play February 8th. But we have the Stevie Whitney, the Gold Cup, and the U.S. Open. And those are our 3 Triple Crown tournaments of the United States.
Wow.
They're the key crowns to win. Hopefully this year is my year. I'm optimistic.
Would you mind kind of explaining for everyone, because the world of polo can be kind of complex with the handicaps and gold, different matches. How does that work in the professional world, especially in Argentina,
Yeah,
South
so
America?
handicaps judged upon it's a committee, right? So they view you over throughout the season of polo, and the committee's based in the high goal or the high end level, as we'll call it. They watch you guys from California, Central United States, East Coast guys, and guys down in South Florida. They all come and watch you, or they'll watch you on live streams, and then they have an annual meeting where they meet and judge your handicap. It's kind of based upon multiple things. I think the big thing is horses. I think if you're well mounted, I think at the end of the day, it's horses. If you can play well, but if you're not well mounted and have the top horses underneath you, you're not going to get to that top level and be able to compete with the rest of the guys, because everybody's trying to get best horses.
Yeah, and to be clear, like, Timmy, you are at the top level of the sport. When it comes to getting in the headspace, do you feel pressure? Is there any sort of ritual that you go through when it is a high-stakes event?
I would say for sure there's a lot of pressure. I mean, I feel it. I get the jitters a little bit before a game, or your stomach starts turning a little bit. I think the biggest thing for me is to have fun. Like, I go back to the same thing and just enjoy what I'm doing. I come back to it. It's like, listen, I'm out here with the best players in the world. What a pleasure is it? I'm just gonna go out there and have fun and try my hardest and try my best and to try to do everything the right way and not to think too much and just go by feeling, go by heart.
And I think equestrian sports as a whole, no matter what it is, whether it's dressage, show jumping, horse racing, polo, a lot of people in this sport take themselves really seriously, too seriously, a lot of times. And I think that that's so specific to equestrian sport. And so getting to have a platform, I know that you're gaining a social following, so everyone should follow him, Timmy Duda. But where your personality is showcased, where your love for the horses is showcased, and like you said, just having fun with it. And I think that horse racing can certainly learn some things from that, and that's what we're trying to do as well.
I think we should go back to that, kind of being a kid in the pasture, riding your pony. I think that's the core of it, and that's what we love. And I think all equestrians, we're all part of the same group. There shouldn't be a diversity between all of us. We all should be together.
Yeah, we all share one love, the horse.
Clearly. I mean, he's out here having the best time ever at
Positivity is contagious around here at Pegasus World Cup.
It's amazing to see these horses.
No, so we're going to let you get back to it, but just quickly, wasn't sure if you were planning on making any bets in the big race today, being the Pegasus. Do you think that you're going to throw a couple dollars down?
I think so.
Do you have any horse in mind, or?
I do. I think I have Mystic Dan.
All
Really?
right.
Okay.
Our Kentucky Derby winner.
He's won before, and sometimes you just look at a horse and I think he's a winner. Might as
I
well throw my
love
dollars
it. You
to him.
haven't lost faith in him.
No,
even
he's
with
the man.
kind of disappointing ones. All right. Clearly,
Alexa
I've lost a little bit of faith in him. I love it.
No, if you didn't give up on Sierra Leone, you're not allowed to give up on Mystic Dan,
fine.
is my take.
Okay, fine.
Well, we want you to be able to go back to enjoying things in the Carousel Club and get your bets in on Mystic Dan.
I will
But
definitely.
Timmy Duda, everyone, thank you so much for coming on and joining us. And
Thank you, guys.
Diplo concert later?
Maybe. We'll see. I think so. We'll try.
All right, he's in. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Thank you, Tim.
So cool. We get to hear from two people at the top of their game, like Mike Rapoli, top businessman, top owner, and then the top athlete. All right, we're going to kick it to Dan in the paddock again. He's got something for us.
Come on, 3 hits in like 40 minutes? Come on. All right, so I'm in the paddock. I don't want to interrupt them, but we told you that West Point Thoroughbreds has 2 horses in this race. They've also got a horse racing at Oaklawn coming up in a big Triple Crown prep or Kentucky Derby Stakes race. So this guy, we're on now. Yeah, no warning at all. This guy, Stake and Stardom, part owner of Sandman. You don't usually look rattled. You look rattled right now.
I'm a little nervous today. I mean, obviously, great horses in this race, $1 million, which is crazy, and 20 Derby points for first place. So, I mean, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. If you secure a win today, you're looking pretty good for the Derby trail. So, I'm nervous. The Derby's that's what I want in life. For me, coming from the Midwest, I mean, that would be the best moment ever. First horse would be incredible. But honestly, I think Sandman's, he's coming into his stride. I'm confident, but I'm a little nervous.
So a couple minutes ago, Isabella just brought over some photos. Tell us what that was all about and kind of how it makes you feel when you see stuff like that.
Oh, we got a little BTS of Sandman. I'm a big BTS guy, behind the scenes guy if you don't know, but I just love seeing what Sandman is doing at all times. I guess I'm kind of like a helicopter parent. So I request a lot of photos. I'm a little high maintenance with that. But I love it. He's good temperament too, so it's like my boy now.
So Sandman coming up 5:10 at Oaklawn. We're going to watch the race. We're going to try to watch this race with you. We're going to go out to the front there and watch this race and then try to be with you also for the Southwest Stakes. We'll see how much of that we can get on camera. You said you get nervous. I don't imagine you bet on your horse, right? You don't bet? It's too much?
You know, I feel like I don't have great enough luck to do that, and I just have like a juju factor. Like, for me, if I bet on him, it just, I don't know, I don't like it, so I don't bet on him. But in my head and online, I'm betting on him. Everyone knows that. So
Rachel, Alexa, and Ben are on set. Rachel, do you have any questions for Griffin?
Ooh, yeah. How's the jet lag going? I know that Griffin. Ask him about the content that he was just making out in the mountains.
First of all, she said, "How's the jet lag going?" And what you were doing out west.
Oh, I was just in Utah. I took a red eye in from the Sundance Festival, and I was like, "Listen, I have to be here. Like, I have to leave." So, 24 hours in and out to be with the West Point ABR crews today. So. Now we're here, hopefully going to cheer on Sandman for a big dub today.
So this boy looks fresh, man. No darkness under the eyes. The hair is on point. Come on now. He ain't worried. But guys, we got a handicap. Alexa, give us some horses. It's a great betting race.
All right, yeah. So Alexa and Ben, you guys both have your respective DRF and Equibase perspectives.
Go. The green versus the red.
Fire
versus Equibase speed figure.
Let's do it. Let's handicap this one.
I want to know what you guys, and again, for context, they were talking about Sandman being in the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn. That is not going to be here, but we will be showing the simulcast on the feed. Right now, Pegasus World Cup Turf.
In 6 minutes, I know we didn't get quite enough time to handicap the last one, but we are locked and loaded and ready. So Ben, what do you think about this race?
Absolute best betting race of the entire card, maybe the whole year so far, honestly, of 2025.
Wow, that's a big statement.
It is. $1 million race, a grade 1, 1 1/8 on the turf for 4-year-olds and up. And last year's winner was actually a mare, Warmheart. She beat the boys for trainer Aidan O'Brien with Ryan Moore aboard. And that was the final race of her career. You love to see it, and she went out a winner. Now going for value here, I love the 2, Formidable Man. His morning line 15-1. He's been bet down to 11-1. But he's a 4-year-old colt by City of Light for the Michael McCarthy barn. Here's some interesting. The last 5 years, Michael McCarthy wins at 50% in graded stakes races at Gulfstream Park. 67% in the money, and all-time Gulfstream Park since 1991, he wins at 57% of the time. I mean, this horse is coming off 3 stakes races in a row, a grade 2, a grade 1, coming off the Hollywood Derby win where he beat King of Gosford. So,
Formidable Man. I did not have that one on my radar, I will admit. I actually am really pleased looking at the odds right now because I like Integration, the number 5, who got 5th place in this race last year, but only behind the winner by less than 2 lengths, so it was really close. A big closer, and kind of successfully has showed us that turn of foot quite a few times. Run this distance 5 times and won 3 of them, so I really think this is a comfortable spot. But again, morning line, which is the guess at what the odds are going to be, was 3-1, and right now he's sitting at 5-1. So that's better than I thought. But one that I was really excited about at 20-1 morning line, and then I kept hearing people saying, "I really like Battle of Normandy. I really like Battle of Normandy," and I'm like, "This horse
going
is
all West Point."
Look at the turf.
All West Point. WPT.
It's not even just because we like them. I really do like these horses. And it's been bet down quite a bit, 8-1, but still pretty good odds. This horse is coming off 4 consecutive wins, and I just feel like when a horse is on a roll, you can't leave it out. When a horse is really killing it, I do think he'll have to improve to win in here, but definitely better than those 20-1 morning line odds. 8-1, still a good bet.
Well, I do want to talk about a product on Equibase.com. It's called StatLines. It's like an AI-driven language, and it basically takes the form and all its complexities and puts it into a natural language that spits out top plays as well as racing lines and stat lines for each and every race every single day on Equibase.com. The race 9 here in the grade 3, William L. McKnight, number 13 Dash Man, who won, was a top play on Equibase.com. So you can find those top plays for every single day. And he came off 13-1, also eligible, but I think he won at 6-1. And also Mi Hermano Ramon, the number 3 in here, which I do want to get your opinion on because this horse is so interesting. He's just so incredibly fast. And that 123 Equibase speed figure, I'm not sure what it is in the buyer, but that's the fastest time of any non-stakes winner who hasn't came back to run in a race. So he also has those top plays as well in stat lines.
I thought, you know, almost whole career has been in California, coming off that fastest performance where he got second. I said interesting play if the odds stay above that 6 or 8-1 mark.
Okay.
And right now we're only getting 4.5-1. So I don't think I would bet him at those odds, but you did talk about stat lines, and we do have a little video here to show that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. That music doesn't want you to go to Equibase.com right now and look up those stat lines, top plays. Look it up, Equibase.com on the homepage. And
Shout
now,
out to our producers here who made that awesome video.
I love that music.
And there's a promo, right?
There is. Now through the end of the year, January 31st, you get 30% off all premium Equibase PPs and Race Lens subscriptions.
It's only a couple days left.
Only a couple days left. Today's already the 25th, so we're starting the year off with a bang. So go ahead and grab your 30% off past performances at Equibase.com.
Go. I also want to say to all our viewers out there, we have a comment section. So please hop in there. Tell us what you think. Tell us who you like in this next race.
Yeah.
We know you're into the 2 for Middleman. Rachel, have you handicapped? I know you're more about the vibes than the capping, but she's still a good capper.
I am going off of the vibes, you know? And I don't know that Battle of Normandy is my win contender, but I think that I would like to see him in kind of that top 3 mix.
Okay.
I feel like whenever a racing stable or a trainer has 2 horses in a race and one of them is so heavily favored, my take is don't count the other one out. You know, a lot of times if like Todd Pletcher has 2 big horses in a race and one of them is super highly favored, you'd say bet the other Todd Pletcher trained
Well, Bob
horse.
Baffert's a king of that.
Exactly.
Bet the other Baffert. It almost always comes in.
Baffert. So
In this race, I really don't think you can count very many out. Like Ben said, this is a very extremely competitive race. We aren't going to be able to show you this one. It's on NBC and Peacock, I believe.
yes, so pull it up on your second screens. We don't want to see you go, though. We want you to stay here with us. And I don't know, Alexa, are you going to try your hand at calling a race?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm totally here
we
for
go.
it.
Okay, before it is 0 minutes to post, but I had some strong opinions on this in our podcast, but Nation's Pride. What do you think? Go.
Put me on the spot. Okay. Nation's Pride, I am fading out of here. I am not, I mean, of course, very talented
I thought the same way. Very talented horse.
But with the odds and how competitive this race is, I'm shooting for more. I know I've mentioned the 10, Battle of Normandy. The other long shot I liked in here was Speaker to St. Louis, which is where I was born and raised. Thank you very much, St. Louis. So definitely my horse, but has won 9 out of 13 races, got second in 3 others. This is the toughest ever have faced. So this is where they're going to ask, but every time they've asked so far really seems to step up and show up, and was only about a length and a half behind More Than Looks in the Grade 1 Turf Mile, 2 back, who went on to, kill it in the Breeders' Cup. So I think at the odds, again, we're getting less than the morning line, only 8-1 instead of 20-1, but I still think a decent long shot in here as well.
Well, Chad Brown, Tyler Gaffleone, that's hard to pass up, right? And I mean, here's your 2024 Clips Award champion, outstanding trainer. So, won 47 graded stakes last year, everybody. He did that for a reason.
Yeah.
So as people are trying to lock in their bets, their selections, or just what horse or what name they should be cheering for, what are those for each of you? A recap.
I'm rooting Integration over Battle of Normandy and Spirit of St. Louis. So the 5, 10, 8.
I'm going Formidable Man over Mi Hermano Ramon.
So 2 and 3 for Ben. Rachel?
You know, like I said, I think that I'm just going to do like a win, place, show style on Battle of Normandy. Just hope that he's in the mix. One that no one mentioned, the 6. Some of the people that only watch the Kentucky Derby every year, you might remember the name Major Dude. And Irad Ortiz on board.
Major Dude
actually at Gulfstream.
And to like put it in perspective, this horse is a millionaire. Like, this is the Pegasus World Cup Turf. So none of these horses are bad. You know, these horses have crazy resumes. They've done amazing things. This horse has won 3 out of last 4 starts, including most recently the Grade 2 Fort Lauderdale, like you said. So, yeah, I mean, these are the champions going to bat. So.
Oh, and Major Dude, he made me a lot of money. So
there we go.
If you aren't sure about
what's
the inside
story
track, the story here is Equibase has started our own podcast. It's a weekly podcast on Thursdays, every single week. And we go through our top picks, analyze top races, and give our wagers for the top races in the weekend. Every week we have guests on. We had Christina Blacker on, Tommy Bellhouse, how we saw. Doug O'Neill came on. But anyway, this Major Dude, we had a holiday special. All right, and I dressed as Santa Claus, and Ellis Starr, Equibase's national racing analyst, was the Grinch, and I picked Major Dude, and he picked Win for the Money. I got first, he got third, and I was able to save Christmas.
Santa, bringing in the presents.
I know that nobody would believe it now, but Ben actually grew the beard to be Santa himself.
I called up Tim Allen. I said, how could you do that overnight? And he gave me some tips and tricks, and we got it done.
Yeah, Ben, 13 years of age, working for Equibase. I can't believe that it's legal. I also don't know how he's allowed to bet, but
honestly, Santa Claus bringing gifts of winning picks is right up my alley. I am
check
totally
it out
down
every
with
Thursday.
that.
Check that out at Equibase.com and all of our YouTube channels and socials. It comes out on Thursday morning, so please check that out. It's called The Inside Track.
There you go. And you probably can't hear it maybe in the background a little, but the horses are approaching the starting gate. So we're getting really close to this Pegasus World Cup Turf. Ben, what kind of bettor are you? Do you like
high risk, high
win
reward
bets? Do you like exotics? Do you play exactas? What's your go-to?
On big days when I'll handicap a full card, I love doing pick 3s, 4s, 5s. Pick 6s are very tough unless you split with somebody. But mainly I'm more of a single race, daily double type of guy. Keep it as exactas. I dabble in trifectas, but for this one, for example, Formula Man is just too good a price for me. I think he personally should be the favorite. So I put $20 to win straight up, but I'm very scared of me, Armando Ramon. He's just so fast. 7 increasing Equibase speed figures dating back to April of 2023. So, I mean, this horse is just on the up and up and up. And he lost to Johannes, but just 3/4 of a length. Johannes was in this race. He'd be 1-9. But anyway, it is
This
post
is true.
time.
You do have to look at who horses lost to or who they beat, you know? Like, maybe they haven't done quite this level yet, but they beat somebody or ran really close behind somebody who did incredible. So you got to upgrade them for that.
It's all about those running lines.
So these horses are loading into
Ben,
the
I'm going to have you open the screen a little. I'm going to do my darndest here to call this race.
Well, at least you got a nice field of 12 on your first race call.
Okay.
It's tough.
Well, not my first, I will say.
Okay.
I have called a couple here on these ABR live shows when we don't, unfortunately, have the rights to show the race for y'all. But my bet would be a win on integration at 5-1 odds. I think that's crazy. And then I also would probably box an exacta with the 5, 8, and 10. I mean, those odds are great. I don't usually box an exacta if I have like a really chalky favorite in there, but I mean, 5-1, 8-1, 10-1, you make great money. The cheapest you would get paid out of that is like $40 bucks. So box it up.
Box it up.
Box it up. All right, they're in the gate for the 2025 Pegasus World Cup Turf Invitational.
Alexa with the call.
And they're off for the Pegasus World Cup Turf Invitational. Yeah, see?
We have no chiclets on
Win
the
for the money out for the lead, followed by the 6 that Rachel talked about, Major Dude that Ben, our Santa Claus, gave out. Formidable Man, Ben's pick, leading the pack here. Integration falling not far behind, 3 or 4 lengths back. Behind that, Mi Hermano Ramon, who floated up in odds to 6-1.
Wow.
The back of the pack is being rounded out by Chasing the Crown. Still Formidable Man up front with Win for the Money to his outside, followed by Mi Hermano Ramon. We have Integration and Major Dude on the outside, biding their time before they make their move. Number 7, Nation's Pride, is also sitting a decent trip, just made a little bit of a move to move up into 3rd or 4th place. Still not a whole lot of position changing here, but they're pretty bunched up.
Is
Maybe
this how
only
you would expect
6
it
or
to
8
shake
lengths.
out? Is this who should be on the lead right
This
now?
is about what I
Formidable Man?
expected. I thought maybe Mi Hermano Ramon be a little bit farther back, but he might
Mi
take this
Hermano
right
Ramon's
here.
making a move, though. Integration, though, with the first big move
Here
on
we
the
go.
outside, rolling up into 3rd place. It looks like Win for the Money and Integration are going to take the lead here. Formidable Man might be running out of steam. And on the outside, who do we got? The 6, Major Dude on the outside.
comes
8,
Major
Spirit of St. Louis. Spirit of St. Louis flying down the outside. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, my God, my Exacta. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh!
Woo!
Spirit of St. Louis over here.
I'm sorry.
What a great call.
Okay,
Oh my
everybody.
goodness. Wow.
I would like to show what I should have shown now before the race, which is one of our awesome products over at DRF. We have Timeform US, and the best thing about that product is the pace projector. The pace projector shows you how the race should unfold. We have a picture at the beginning of the race and then a finish projection. And it projected the Exacta in order. Spirit of St. Louis over Integration.
And that was Alexa's picks, to be clear. Spirit of St. Louis and Integration. So Alexa with a cold Exacta.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I think that'll
Thank
pay
you.
around 40 or 45 to 1.
Thank you for the
Hey, Mike.
applause on the set. And oh man, that was an exciting
great.
race.
That
Very
was great.
exciting race.
Obviously, we're gutted for West Point with the 5 horse. So Griffin was experiencing that race with them as he's an owner with them. And now I believe have an Oaklawn feed that we're going to be able to share to watch Sandman's race by way of simulcast.
I'll put that up on the screen. We're 10 minutes out, but we'll leave it up there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that the horses are just doing their post parade right now. Another cool thing that I do want to highlight about this Oaklawn race is the fact that the Asmussen brothers are in it.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is the new Irad and Jose Ortiz duo, but the younger of the Asmussen brothers, Eric, just won the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Jockey, which is kind of like the Rookie of the Year
Outstanding
award.
Apprentice jockey.
Outstanding
which
Apprentice Jockey,
he
yes.
cleared over $5 million last year as an apprentice jockey. I mean, that is
And it
Incredibly
all
impressive.
runs.
here.
At 19 years old, I believe he only is as well.
It all runs in the family. So you've got Keith Asmussen, jockey, his older brother. Now Eric Asmussen,
Steve
riding.
Asmussen, one of
Steve
our
Asmussen
champion
trainers.
trainers.
And the uncle. So Steve's brother won the Eclipse Award champion apprentice jockey years ago. So I mean, is there any other like sport or parallel that we can? Is that like the Manning family?
Yeah, honestly.
It's probably the best comparison. I'm trying.
the Griffies, Ken Griffin Jr.,
Yeah.
Senior.
There's not many sports that you can play for so long. Like we got jockeys who are like in their mid 50s, are still riding. I mean,
Mike
that's something
Smith,
really,
Still at the top of his game.
Right, Big Money Mike's top of his game, and God, I don't know, is he 60 yet? He's in his 50s for sure. So that's really cool. You get to be, as long as you can keep that tiny weight and keep your fitness up, you can ride really, really late.
No, they're powerhouses. They're some of the most fit people in the world.
Or 100 pounds of muscle.
Big respect to them.
Seriously.
So again,
This race did just go official. So
Okay.
final order of finish was Spirit of St. Louis over Integration over Chasing the Crown at 60 to 1.
Holy.
And then the one Ben liked a lot, Mi Hermano Ramon, rounding out that superfecta. So
Tough race for Benny Boy. I'll take the loss, but that's okay. That's racing. That's what it's all about, and we're still having fun.
I'm
still
excited
got the Pegasus World Cup to go.
Hell yeah! No, we don't get down. It's horse racing. You don't have to win one the whole day, and you know
you
you're
can't
profit.
get too down on losses.
Absolutely,
that's part of the game.
Okay, Ben, we have a shout out for you from Grant Kelly saying, "We love you, Ben. Let's go, Saudi Crown."
Thank you, Grant. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Grant.
that. I used to work at Kentucky Equine Hospital with him. Very good dude. He lives in Florida now, and he's planning to be a vet, so we went back to school. So good for him. Thank you, Grant. Hello.
Shout out to Grant. Yeah, get in the comment section, and we'll post you on the screen if you send us a cool comment. So
it's unclear on if Griffin will be able to rejoin us at the set. We're going to see. That's a moving target a little bit to be able to watch and react to Sandman's race. So it looks like, again, this is at Oaklawn Park, but the road to the Kentucky Derby is kind of just beginning. So obviously, for those that aren't familiar, the Pegasus and the big race of today, the Pegasus World Cup, that is a race that is typically for older horses. A lot of times it could be the last start of their racing career.
4-year-olds and up.
That set them up for kind of a breeding career, because the way that the North American breeding season works and how horses' universal birthdays are on January 1st is that the gestation period is 11 months, okay? So horses need to be conceived between usually February 14th. It all starts on the Day of Love, and then by July 4th. So it ends with a bang. So that is the breeding window of farms. I'm going to credit Spendthrift Farm Tour for giving me that verbiage. So again, when you look at when the breeding season starts in February, these horses that are hoping to be stallion prospects and begin a breeding career, this is kind of the perfect last race for them.
Well, but
today.
not for our champion older dirt male, National Treasure.
I know, he's continuing.
He was last year's Pegasus
You've got
World
White
Cup
Abario
winner.
continuing. It's pretty cool. So the Pegasus should be a lot of names that you're familiar with. And then on the flip side of that, in the 3-year-old season, these newly minted 3-year-old horses, again, universal birthday for thoroughbreds on January 1st of every year. So really the Derby field is not set at all yet.
No,
and
it's not,
we're beginning
because
what's called the road to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
You can't pay any amount of money to enter in the race.
You got to win your way in. You got to get there on merit, which is great in this sport. We like to hear that. But yeah, this Pegasus is for older horses, and we want to show you the last winners from the last 3 years in a row.
Love it.
The little boy back to fourth and endorsed, less than 1/8 of a mile from home. Life is Good is looking good. Life is Good and Irad Ortiz Jr. They ran him off their feet in the Pegasus. Life is Good on cloud 9. He won by from the back. Last Samurai for a slice, but Art Collector is kicked clear. Art Collector in the colors of Bruce Lunford. They're going to win the Pegasus World Cup going away. Art Collector and Junior Alvarado win by 4 in the end. Just past the 8th pole. Jockey John on the inside. It's still National Treasure holding on. Down the center, Senor Buscadori's running out of time. National Treasure would not be denied. National Treasure wins the Pegasus World Cup. Senor Buscador just...
So yeah, those are the past 3 winners. And one thing, we actually, with DRF, we do a show every Friday on Sports Grid TV. And yesterday we had our big Pegasus show, and we had Randy Moss on, and he pointed something out that you do not want to be too far back in the Pegasus World Cup Dirt. You want to be close to the lead, because it is very difficult to close that.
Yeah, and also going back, okay, I have actually a trivia for you two. And I know you're about to pull up some trivia, but this is off the dome.
The turntables
This is off
have
the dome
turned.
because I know this stat. Okay, so obviously the Pegasus World Cup was called the Don Handicap before the inaugural running in 2017. So since 2017, when it became the Pegasus World Cup, who is the only non-Kentucky bred to win the Pegasus World Cup since 2017?
Do we get like multiple choice?
Nope.
Well, I don't know.
Ooh, I'm going to go with, is it a City of Light?
Starts with a K.
Nick Go?
Yay, there we go. It's a Maryland bred.
Nick
Love it.
Who would make a great polo horse for Timmy, by the way. I saw
agree.
Nick Go in person. He's a stallion at TaylorMade Farm now. And when we went out to get content with him, I was like, oh, he is a pony. He is so cute and little. So now we know that perfect 15 hands range would be a good polo horse.
I guess I mean it makes sense. You want them to be able to be super agile, and some in racing a lot of times you don't want the super tiny horse. You want one with a big stride length who can make up more ground as they move. But
Sometimes they can be too big.
that's true. They're too big. They're kind of
it goes
awkward.
all the way.
Yeah.
You guys can't give me trivia without giving it right back. So I think we've got time for one more
Let's do it. I
question
love these.
before we toss it back over to the Oaklawn feed. I still want to watch and react to that race since we have a vested stake. Okay. True or false? At one point, the Pegasus World Cup was the richest race in the world.
True.
True.
And what amount was that?
Well,
13 million. No, it was 12 million.
No. It was 20. It was 12.
Oh, it was never
12
20.
million.
It was never
20.
But at that time, I
shit.
believe the Dubai World Cup is now worth
Dubai, it's 20. The Dubai World Cup
now.
is 20.
But at one time, it was the richest race in the world. If that is the question, is
Okay, so I'm going to tell you that you were both partially right.
Okay.
Okay, yes. At one point in time, the Pegasus World Cup was the richest race in the world. And that was in 2018, so not even in the first year. And it was $16 million.
Wow.
Now,
Oh, it was
so
close.
part of the format of this race, like we were talking about, horses need to get in the Derby based on merit alone. When this race first started off, what funded a tremendous purse was each person that wanted to run their horse in the race had to pay $1 million entry fee. So now the richest race in the world is the Saudi Cup, which is $20 million purse. Second richest race, the Dubai World Cup at $12 million.
good to know.
Okay.
That
But
is
at
good
one
to
point
know.
in time, this was as good as it gets.
Well, I'm hearing we need to kick it to Dan. He's got something for us.
I think Dan is on his way over to the set. Well, let's pull in, Greg, can we pull in the Oaklawn feed? And there's Sandman on the screen right now in the post parade. Now, again, as a recap, Sandman is owned by West Point Thoroughbreds and a couple other partners. And by way of America's Best Racing's partnership with West Point called Stake and Stardom, influencers, influential people, media personalities get to become owners in these thoroughbred racehorses so that they get to follow them for the duration of their career. And no one has embraced it quite like Griffin has. He is just obsessed with everything that this horse does. Oh my
And
gosh.
we have him here. We have him here to watch the race. How exciting.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. We're all here.
Hey! How's it going? How are you feeling?
Got a cigar?
So this is a special treat straight from Cuba. I don't know if we can get
Terry's
a
over here
tight shot on
eyeing
this. Terry, you can come in, crowd in, hang out with us. This is the race feed right here. There's Sandman in the post parade, and no matter what way this shakes out, you guys deserve this cigar straight from Cuba, straight from Dale Romans. And when he gave it to us, he said, "Do not let this dry out. I just got this from Cuba."
Oh,
He said it's really nice.
I thought they were fake, but they ain't fake. They're very good.
Okay, so what a whirlwind. You guys just watched the Pegasus Turf, which was $1 million race. Again, an outstanding, phenomenal effort. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. Frankie he didn't text me, but my people texted me, and he just said he ran great, and he gave him all he had. He was just second best. So
that's
after a good effort like that, that's all you can ask.
It was a very valid
You can rest easy knowing that. And then now we've got Sandman in a different $1 million race. The first top 5 finishers in this race get Kentucky Derby points on the road to the Kentucky Derby. And he's got a pretty solid field of horses with him. We can see there he is. He looks so alert, looking around. He seems like a really smart horse. Is that your take when you've gotten to hang out with him?
Me first? All right, Terry's giving me the honors. Sandman's very intelligent. I mean, obviously the Tappet horse is always a lot of personality, but Sandman is, he's a cordial guy, really. He just eats peppermints, hangs out, knows what he's supposed to do, and he does it well, so.
Yeah, it seems like a horse that Mark Cassie is super excited about, and I know that you've had plenty of horses with Mark Cassie. And
Well, the other thing too is you're talking about kind of inside baseball. With the weather down there, they've had 12 days out of the last 28 that they haven't been able to train. So What does that mean? All those trainers are worried about it. Obviously, there'll be a couple that'll use it as an excuse. But the other thing is, we've already run 5 times, so I don't think it's going to impact us as much as some of the others.
And for those watching, Sandman is the 6 in this field.
And Cassie historically does very well at Oaklawn. I don't know the new stats, but before Sandman last raced, he was 32% win percentage since 1991. So
Coming in hot with the statistics. So
I love statistics.
He's in the game. He is standing perfectly. I won't lie. I don't know what your guys' nerve levels are at, but I'm locked in. Okay, we're going over to the track for their race call, and we'll be reacting here.
Southwest and a terrible beginning for Sandman. He stumbled badly at the break.
Wow.
And Sandman is well out of it early. That's going to cost him. Speed King on the lead today. He's trying to get over from the far outside post. Gaming has to steady hard behind horses into the first turn run. So not a good go for Sandman or Gaming. The second and third choices in the wagering. Patch Adams, in the meantime, he's third last. So the 3 horses that have supported in the wagering are second to last, last, and third last, approaching the backstretch run. Speed King is the leader here. Speed King onto the backstretch. A half length in front. Bontemps second. American Promise tugging a little bit on the outside, claiming second from his stablemate Bontemps. Gap of 3 to Monet's Magic. Tistastic to the outside. Publisher the Maiden is right behind them. Patch Adams patiently ridden third last. He's probably about 8 or 9 lengths behind here. And then Gaming and Sandman as they go towards the 4-turn run. The leader, Speed King on a hold. American Promise, though, he's turning up the pressure. And these two hook up into the 4-turn run, and they soar away from the rest of the group. Those two are 6 lengths clear of Bontemps, who's bowing out in the 3rd position. Patch Adams is getting going now. He's into the 4th position, and Sandman is following him. Sandman making a run now, but still has a lot of work to do as they come to the top of the lane. Speed King, Rafael Bejarano putting away American Promise, and Speed King says,
Come on.
Speed King down the lane with a 3-length lead. Look at
Go!
Come on.
16
Going to the outside.
Let's
He's going to the outside.
Let's go! Come on! Dig it! Get up for second!
Half a length.
Holy-
Half a length.
Oh my
No!
Just too
No!
slow.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my
incredible.
goodness.
I have chills.
After
I
a
have
start
chills.
like that.
Are you?
Wow.
Run.
Are you?
Impressive performance.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna swear on that. I'm sorry.
I mean, he
That
stumbled
is
so
insane.
badly at the break. That
The
is
way that he-
incredible.
Was that the
The
craziest?
way that he stumbled out of the gate, I think that all of us, our hearts dropped out through.
That was his race.
He even had any second better start.
Wow.
He would have won by
That was his race.
2 lengths.
Wow.
You got a
Oh,
horse there. You got a horse
And
there.
he got 10
Oh,
more points on the Kentucky
he was
Derby.
so game. Do you see that? He's just.
You see the distance he closed in the last 10 strides?
One more furlong.
We're gonna have to get some
Griffin!
GPS data on this
Wow.
race.
I want to know how.
All those people in the Pegasus weren't too happy. I'm glad the horses aren't in the paddock or in the walking ring.
Oh my gosh. I want to hear your thoughts, your reaction to this, Griffin. I'm shaking.
I mean, listen, I'm new to the game here, right? He's seasoned, right? He's seen some stuff. For me, I don't even know, I guess, the magnitude of what happened other than I just watched my horse come out the gate, fumble, come back in the last stretch and come in 2nd place for $1 million race. This isn't like a random race here. We're talking $1 million.
This is. So is
I
the
mean-
Derby dream
I have chills.
It's alive.
alive?
And at the half-mile pull, it looked like he was starting to gig him, and,
Yeah.
he wasn't going anywhere, and you're like, well, we got an excuse. We have an excuse.
He's drifting out just a little bit.
And-
No, he
And-
responded.
and
I mean,
That wasn't it. I mean,
Viola.
Oh
congratulations.
my gosh.
That's a race.
That's just major. Terry, go talk to whoever you need to talk to. The fact that he even made it over here to talk with us is.
What's the inquiry?
Uh-oh.
Hang on. It's an inquiry from the one, though.
Nice.
So that would not affect Sandman, correct?
I don't know who the inquiry is on.
It's not on anybody.
But I
There's
don't.
there's no
Sandman was
objection.
clear of
It's only an
everyone.
inquiry.
So now we're seeing, oh God, the drama. You've got to be kidding me.
The drama.
So
this is horse racing for you. Your horse falls, they come back, then they give you a steward's inquiry. We're getting every inch of the thrills here.
Awesome, Benny. Gosh, man, we got good luck together.
So this is kind of what you would see like the referee play. So they share the screen with all of the fans as far as what a steward is like a racing referee, basically. So is it clear what they're reviewing? Do we know even?
I don't
Something with the head on.
want to totally
It's
say.
in the stretch. But they're not posting any numbers yet. It's just an inquiry with no objection.
So we'll let this play out. We'll see what's happening. But okay, Griffin, I think that this might mean even more since this is not something that you are used to. Was there adrenaline? Was it were you blacking out in that moment? What happened from start to finish?
I mean, listen, once again, it's $1 million race. All of these horses are excellent, right? So when you see a start like that, I mean, to come back to second place is, I mean, that's an incredible run, right?
That says a lot about your horse. You know, not a lot of horses, especially young horses, can come back after they have
start as a
adversity like
3-year-old.
Listen, I don't.
Good luck, Johnson. I want him on all my horses. Good luck now.
Hey Terry, we'll do it. We'll do it. Don't even play. And Griffin, again, I feel like the way that you've just dove into this head first, again, taking a red-eye flight out and risking it all. He doesn't care about the concert. He doesn't care about the other extra frills at a horse race. He is here to have this experience, to be invested in this sport as an owner, watch his horse run a hell of a big race like he
It
just
does look
did.
like the inquiry light was taken down and the race is now saying unofficial, which is
that's
great. That's what we want to see.
Thank you all are in the clear.
I don't know what to say.
Did they put the official up?
Not yet.
It's unofficial, but no more inquiry
They took
light.
out.
They took.
Good.
So that's a good sign.
Breathe easy.
Which second place was what? How many Derby points?
10 points.
10? You just start racking them up, collecting them like infinity stones. And last year's Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic Dan, who's running in the Pegasus this next race, he actually won this Southwest Stakes that we just watched that Sandman was a competitor in. So, again, that's a serious prep race. For me personally, I do not think that it's the biggest deal in the world if your Derby hopeful does not win the Derby prep race. I know we've talked about this, about peaking at the right time.
Well, and realistically, the Derby, it's 20 horses. You're going to run into so much trouble. No matter what, you are not going to not have a trouble trip in the Derby. And if he can come back off of that, of a start like that, and with that tenacity,
The Derby really is
that was so
where
impressive.
you see herd dynamics play out. Like, we don't always get to see herd dynamics play out in races if there's only a few horses. You know, they have opposing running styles. You have somebody loose on the lead. You don't necessarily get to see the grit that your horse has, but we just saw the grit that Sandman has when he had faced some serious adversity. A lot of horses quit after that, and that is so valuable in any race. But the Derby is where that comes, like, more valuable than anything, because like Ben said, you're not going to have an easy race in the Derby. You have 20 horses bumping into you. So
I mean, I'm
excited for you.
Griffin, you need to go celebrate. We just wanted you here to react and take it in with you. So seriously, let's do this again sometime. Maybe in first Saturday in May.
Saturday in May.
You just tell me, I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say I think today's a testimony. Obviously, a bad start is a bad start. Can't take it away from any of the horses, but I think today kind of set the tone, and I hope that we can continue to do that as a team. Everyone involved, thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone watching. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good show.
Thank you,
much,
Griffin.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Go celebrate.
Go celebrate.
Give you a hug because so exciting.
Yeah.
Dan, what's going on over there? We're all still freaking out.
Oh, Danny boy.
That was amazing. Rachel, you're going to get us kicked out. The language. No, I'm kidding. I loved it.
Mom.
I loved it. You're just being you. There's about 12 minutes to the Pegasus World Cup. $3 million race, the big race today. The 4-horse White Barrio is the favorite. I want to see who people think is going to win, right? So like I like a long shot, I like Newgrange. Newgrange is, what do those odds look like, guys? 60 to 1? Is that it? 60 to 1?
60 to 1, Dan.
Yep.
All right. We're going to ask some people who they're picking here. Excuse me, sir. Sir? Hey there. Who's going to win this race?
I have no idea.
No idea. All right. How about you, sir? No idea. Pam? What do we think?
Locked, I think.
Locked. Okay. All right. So that's one of the favorites.
Pretty locked in. Yeah.
I see what you did there. All right. So one vote
I'm
for.
rooting for White Obario, though, because I'd like to see him come back after he kind of went down last year.
What is your success rate in betting?
Marginal. I don't like losing, so I usually bet on whoever Irad Ortiz is riding. Yeah.
That's a good strategy generally. Good luck. All right. Let's see if we can find. How about you? Who's gonna win this race?
Too tight to call for me.
Oh, come on. Give me a horse.
It's too tight. I think Todd win the race.
Okay, Todd will win the race. Guys, I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out exactly what that means.
Let me just
excuse me, guys. Just want to ask you a quick question. Who's going to win this race?
I'm going with Mike Tyson's horse.
Mike Tyson. Oh, yeah, Mike Tyson's in the paddock.
He's right down there. Yeah, you got to go with him. I don't
ask
know
him.
what horse that is, but that's the one we're going to find out.
Is he wearing pants today?
Which one?
I think, yeah, he is. He is. Yeah. Are we? Yes, we all wearing pants today.
Everybody's wearing pants. Good. How about you? Who are we picking?
I know absolutely nothing about it.
This is the expert.
Power squeeze.
What? 40 to 1?
Javier Castellano, absolutely.
All right, that's the 12 horse at 40 to 1 power squeeze. I thought I was crazy. I like the 3 at 6. What's up, Alexa?
Dan, let's go meet Mike Tyson in the paddock.
You want me to, I can't get to him now. Now I'm too far up. All right, well.
If you can even spot him.
We can?
I mean,
all right, let's walk. Let's start walking. All right,
Okay, Dan,
we're going to see Tyson.
we're going to bring it back over to the set while Dan is off on his hunt, on his mission. And we've got somebody new on the set with us. We have
Gio.
Here you go, Gio. Gio Ricardo back with us once again. Gio was America's Best Racing intern, our first one ever. And I know, he crushed it. Also member of the Ed Brown Society, and he's been out here working with the NTRA, but it sounds like your job mostly today has been to hang out, and so I figured why not come on, hang out with us, learn about some picks from them. He was also in my ear telling me that he has some thoughts of his own, but let's talk about the Pegasus, the biggest race of today, guys.
Absolutely.
Here we are, Pegasus World Cup. Yeah.
I want to know who people are betting on.
We gotta
and
tell
why.
our picks. I think Alexis.
Okay, well, I want to first start with what I should have shown before the last race because it had the winner. I still touted the winner, but Timeform US. We have pace projector here that shows Saudi Crown going out to the lead, and then actually Skippy Longstocking coming in to win is what it predicts. It predicts Skippy to still be there early and stick around. I agree that there's really not a lot of speed in this race. There's not a lot who are going to be fighting on the front end. And like I mentioned before, you want to be on the front end in this race historically. So I actually like Saudi Crown. I know I have my pin here to tout that. But yeah, that's my main pick is Saudi Crown.
And she has the pin on. I don't know if we can see the pin. She's rocking it. She's repping it. What does Team Equibase have to say now that Team DRF has spoken?
Team Equibase is unfortunately going with a favorite, but you know what? Winning horses doesn't matter what the odds are. This horse locked third off this 11-month layoff where he ran third to Fierceness and Muth. I mean, he's just getting better and better with every start. Won by 7 lengths in AOC 62.5 back at Belmont at the Big A on the 19th of October. And then in the Grade 2 Cigar Mile Handicap, which was essentially a Grade 1 field, he just dominated. And he had a morning line of 5 to 1. He's bet down to 2.15 to 1. So I like Locked. He's 2 to 1 right now, which is tough, especially with that post on the outside, but he gets a little bit of give with Vitality.
You're not
scratching.
alone. We have Jaden Rodriguez here saying Locked is locked in for the Pegasus.
Jaden, my man.
Okay, so Gio's picked a little bit different than you all. Tell us what you're going off of and who you like. Is this a vibes choice or like?
So, all right, so here's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm looking at Mystic Dan and Locked In. I know they're kind of looking like favorites on there already. But like you said, the speed figure is not too high, but What I have is someone that's kind of, a little bit newer, to handicapping, is experience. And that's kind of all I'm basing this off of. And
Well,
they're
you're
looking
getting 9-1
amazing. Looking amazing right now if I'm looking at the history of what they got going on. And honestly, I'm more of a show bet kind of guy.
Okay, well, bet it away.
So that keeps things safe.
That's where I'm keeping it right now. I'm over
return on
show.
investment.
I feel like I'm positive these guys could kind of make it in the top 3. So I'm looking at Locked and Mystic Dan, and especially Mystic Dan because
Mystic Dan, you're getting 9-1 on right now, so you're actually getting pretty decent odds, even for a show bet, I would say.
Absolutely.
And he
can't really bet Locked to show. That's a bad bet. I will say that's a bad bet.
He looks
'cause
pretty
it's a favorite,
good.
but
When Dan was up there pulling people, we were all craning our necks to try and see these horses parading behind us. Physically, was there anyone that was standing out to you all that just looking at him, you're like, oh yeah, he's ready?
Locked, and you know what? Actually, Power Squeeze. Okay, and I do
The
want to talk
filly!
about the lone filly in this race. Grade
girl
1 winner,
going up
won the
against
Grade
the
1
boys.
Alabama.
Yeah.
She was my pick for the Alabama on the Inside Track podcast. I absolutely love her. But what I really love is last time out, she did finish second in the listed stakes here at Gulfstream. But know who finished third? Soul of an Angel, your 2024 Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Filly Merit Turf Sprint winner, or Dirt Sprint winner, excuse me. So I think that says a lot, and they're bringing Soul of an Angel out to Dubai. So it's all about running lines. She's 30-1. I'm not 40-1. I'm not saying she'll win, but throw her in some exotics.
that's a
It
bold
could be a
bet.
good
That's
play.
a bold bet. I will say, I can't get on board with you, but I will root for you.
You know what?
Power Squeeze in here. I think, I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one. But the 6 is an interesting play. I think Stronghold. We're getting 6-1 odds. Has been just knocking on the door for that win for the last 7 months with 3 second-place finishes. Each time, speed figure's improving, which is what you want to see, and then ran best ever out, last out in the Grade 1 Malibu. But that was a cutback in distance, so they're stretching out again. But I do think he's shown us he can handle that distance before. So I think this race could set up nicely. Again, I think Connections probably want to keep them fairly forwardly placed because that's where you want to be in a race like this, and get a upper leg on the closing crew. At the
You know,
end.
I want to hear your opinion on this because during our podcast, we talked extensively about Stronghold. And, as Corey was talking, this horse reminds me so much of Sierra Leone, just running in the money, running tough every single start in these tough races. And here comes the big Grade 1 multi-million-dollar race. He could be the new Sierra Leone. But I think we're going to go out to Dan.
Wow, new Sierra Leone.
Maybe. I'm picking Lock, but I'm just saying.
Dan, what's going on out there? I think he's got a fellow handicapper with him, maybe someone that might have some insights.
Yeah, this is your consolation prize. Mike ran away from us, so we tried, right?
Yeah, we definitely tried. I could hardly see him. He's shorter than I thought he was.
So now we've just resorted to dragging Mike Tyson, which is not a good idea, generally speaking. But Barry, you've got some history with us, being on live shows. What happened the last time you were live with us?
I picked a winner, Zulu Alpha, at 9-1, I believe.
Well, let's do it again. The Pegasus World Cup is 5 minutes away. Who you got?
Stronghold, number 6.
And I know you have a little exacta trifecta play for the people.
Oh, yeah. We want Saudi Crown and or Locked underneath.
6-11. 6-11. Let me ask you a quick question. How crazy am I? I like Newgrange.
Newgrange's a beautiful horse, but not the fastest.
All right. Well, if it was a beauty contest, I'd be doing all right. So anyway, guys, bring us home.
Oh my God. Dan, we love it. I will say, I did knock on Dan when Dornock was his pick in the Belmont. Occasionally, he's got those sleeper picks.
He does occasionally.
He does occasionally. So we know Dan's selection is Newgrange. We're hearing a lot of Saudi Crown. With him, there's conversation around which Saudi Crown will show up as far as being hit or miss. And it sounds like you guys are of the belief that he's going to be on mark.
I just think that this race sets up so nicely for him, like as in a pace scenario.
Because you want a horse, like, is this a race that is typically won by a pace setter?
Well, someone near the lead. Like, you don't want to be too far back. And
not for closers, okay.
Well,
it's not really for closers. And the thing is when you don't have anybody else who's really going to be fighting you, like no matter what the history of the race is, like you have an advantage if you're kind of a lone leader in here.
And also one thing of Saudi Crown, he's going off Lasix. This horse has never won a graded stake off Lasix before. So something to
that is
consider.
tea.
That's deep.
That is
A deep
tea.
dive
Okay.
into the handicapping. But
I do want to give one thing. If you've been losing all your bets all day and you're over it, you're not feeling it, you know what? You can still enter to win something else. We have a enter to win a free t-shirt.
Hey, Old Smoke.
Yeah, Old Smoke DRF have partnered up. So scan that QR code on your screen and you can enter to win a free t-shirt.
Oh, love it.
And we do want to plug our race to the NHC. We're going to play a little video for you here. We have just 3 contests left. So the race to the NHC, it's a free weekly feeder contest on horseplayers.com. Okay, in each free weekly feeder contest, the top 2 finishers will make their way to Raceland's Final 50, and that's on February 22nd. Less than a month away. I can't believe this year is already going so fast. But the top 2 from Raceland's Final 50 will earn a seat to NHC 2025, plus a travel voucher and a 4-night stay to Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas. Anybody can sign up at any time. They're free weekly feeder contests on horseplayers.com. One stipulation: you must have an active Raceland subscription to play.
The NHC, if you don't know, is so fun. It's the National Horse Player Championship. They give away like $4 million in prizes. I've competed in it, I think 5 times. It is a total blast. I'll be there this year. I don't have a seat yet, but I'm still working on it. But I'll be there regardless.
And Equibase always has a big presence there. We're looking forward to it as well.
Heck yeah. All right, and it sounds like Dan has somebody. We're 2 minutes until this race. Again, we can't play the race for you, but pull it up on a second screen, and we'll be reacting to it here. Dan, what's going on?
So I'm going to have someone soon in a second. I got to see by the bars where you get the best opinions. So these guys are hanging. Guys, you guys look like you know what's going on.
I don't know anything.
Oh, come on. You didn't say anything.
You know all day. I've been losing all day.
Well, you're going to turn your luck around. Who you got?
I like the 6 here.
Locked.
Strong with it.
Locked. That's 2 different horses.
Who's going to win?
How about you?
Locked. Yeah. Locked is a lock.
We got 11s.
Locked is a lock.
All right, we got 11s and 6s here. 11. He definitely knows. Who's going to win?
Number 2.
Number 2, Saudi Crown. There we go. All right, Saudi Crown. All right, boys. Who's going to win?
I don't know.
Where is he?
Who do you like?
Who do you like?
Who do you like?
The winner!
All right, everyone's picking locked.
The 6 horse.
6 and 11.
Water Barrio loads the track, and he's going to win.
4, 6.
Orange.
That's
Let's
the
go.
first time we've heard it.
Hammer it. Who's going to win?
Number 7!
That's a long shot.
Yeah, number 7!
All right, we got 6s and 7s.
I want number 11 to win. What about her?
Come on in. Who's going to win?
Number 5.
Number 5. Are you
She said
confident?
that with confidence.
Yeah. Someone's finally
Very
backing
confident.
Mike
20 to 1. That's
Rapoli. Come
Troopy.
on.
Mike Rapoli's horse. Yes. Did you give your pick?
It's either our hometown boy, Tyler Gaffion on the 10, or my Papachulo, number 4, White Abuelo.
In 2 different languages, the selection there. We love that. We love that. All right, you heard the picks. We're all over the place. A lot of 11, 6. Only one person went with 5, but we like it.
And she's lucky.
She's lucky. Guys, Beck.
I said number 5. I like number 5.
All right, you heard it. Take it, guys.
That has been the highlight of my show. I just need Dan to understand he's never going to have a seat at this table ever again. Every race we're at, he's going to be out running around talking to people.
I think the bar is the best location too. We got some confident answers there.
Also, Gulfstream Park, that's where the locals are hanging out. They're out here betting all the time. You heard people backing Tyler Gaffalione, and again, a lot of the same picks coming through from people. But
we just had White Barrio take over favoritism here in the betting pool.
Down to 5-2, tied with
Locked
at 5-2, but a little bit more money
I
on
gave
White
out
Barrio.
a winning exacta last one.
All right, give it to us. There's 0 minutes to post, so we want to know who we're cheering for.
3-horse
See what you're thinking about.
exacta box last time. I'm going to do it again. I would say you should box the 2, 10, and 11.
Okay.
So
2 Saudi Crown,
Skippy Longstocking and Locked. That is my
Skippy
exacta box this
Longstocking.
race. And maybe throw in the 6 if you want another horse.
I can definitely get behind the 10.
All
I can definitely say
right.
that.
Okay.
If I'm doing a box, I'm putting 10 in there.
Okay.
100%.
What's the reasoning behind this, Gio?
He was so I was making so when I was kind of looking over this race, I was Mystic and Locks were like the top 2. Stocking was the 3. At first, I was kind of thinking of doing a box. And Skippy was right there along with it. And because I said, they kind of have the history I can look at, Skippy has that. And that's what I was looking at.
Well, first of all, I love that Gio consolidates horse names to instead of Skippy Longstocking. That's too much. That's Skippy. Instead of Mystic Dan, that's just Dan.
I got to give credit where it's due.
My main concern
9,
with
10, 11
Skippy,
box for Gio. Okay.
I like Skippy. I included it in my bet. But my main concern is that he's run this race the last 2 years and kind of been like the worst performances of those last 2 years.
Oddly enough, those are his only 2 losses at Gulfstream.
Right. So
6 of 8.
But I just think still such improving form, doing so well. I think the pace, fitness, figure standpoint really matches here. But I'm hoping he can break that losing streak in the Pegasus.
All right. So Ben, what's the final?
Well, we had a Pegasus
Equibase
World Cup
selection.
special last week. I went with Locked, and my counterpart, Corey Patton, the creator of Statlines on Equibase.com, went with Stronghold. And be sure to check out the Inside Track podcast every single Thursday, Equibase.com, on our YouTube channel and all platforms. So.
Yeah, Ben's crushing it. He's doing good stuff over there. I don't know. Maybe after this, we would get to guest at. I don't know.
Maybe. Y'all got to play your cards right.
You did not get a yes,
Rachel. You did not get a
We'll
yes.
see. We can talk about it. It's
feel
definitely
like
it's on the
like a
table.
hard no to me.
No. We're open. We're open.
Okay, I have a question though. Who's doing the race call?
Okay, you want to take this one, Ben? Do you want to try?
I will try. You know what?
Give it a try. Give it a shot.
Might as well embarrass myself at the end.
Dan has returned.
How's the
eating,
brownie?
What is that?
What is that? Yeah.
Looks like a ho-ho or something.
Ooh.
Chocolate covered Oreo.
It's so good.
Is it? Do you have some? Oh, is it right there?
He brought more.
I did see some of that. That looks really good.
We're about to chow down, watch this race.
And
Everyone
then-
at home, you should be doing the same.
If I may, I'd love one.
Hang on.
And that's
Gotta
really
go.
like,
One
I mean,
for
obviously
everyone?
this is the feature race, but
This on a shop towel? What is that?
I don't even know who brought this. I just started eating it. I assumed you brought
Okay, I'm.
You know what's funny? I actually know exactly who brought this. There was like 8 in total on here, and now they're just gone. But that probably means that these are probably amazing.
all right, pass one over.
Probably exactly what that means.
Look at these.
Wait, save one for JD. Come on, save one for JD.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You want
I
one?
don't
You want-
need
you wanna
one.
get this
The presentation.
There it
That
is.
editor
I'll join you
damns the
in
experience
not
for me.
participating in the.
I don't know if we can get a tight shot of what this.
It's post time.
I was
They-
listening
they
to you. I
are
can hear you
aesthetically
guys.
pleasing.
I can hear you guys in my ear. None of you guys use Newgrange on your tickets. What's up with
No,
that?
because
He did
Dan.
school very well the other day. I'll give you that. But
He schooled very well. That's all I get. He
That's
schooled
well.
very
And
well.
Jose D'Angelo's been on
Dan,
fire.
did
He's
you
been a
bet the
very good
horse?
trainer this
'Cause I
meet.
hope you win.
I did,
It's
I did.
70 to 1.
70 to 1. Yeah, I bet him across, and I keyed him in a try
Heyo.
Who else?
with like half the field.
Okay.
What I want to see, I want to see Dan go absolutely nuts. I want to see Dan
I
go
do. I
bonkers.
want to see some reactions.
That's
from
something I
old
definitely
Danny.
want to see as well.
Our last show,
Seeing Dan go nuts in
hit a
person?
try for like
That's kind of a milestone for me.
$3,000. So
The only problem is when I celebrate, like, because I'm out of shape, I'm liable to throw like my shoulder out, like rip, tear a muscle. Like it's stuff can happen.
we have a couple
Who's
of
doing
picks
play-by-play?
here. A couple of picks here
I'm
from
doing
some
the call.
viewers.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Idamaro, what likes the 6? Loloy likes the 4. Barrio. We got a shout out from Jim Sherman saying great job, Ben.
The horses are in
Thank
the
you, Sherm.
gates.
All right, we're about to
time.
go off for
Ben
the Grade
Kudla.
1 $3 million Pegasus World Cup. All in line.
For $3 million.
All on the line. The feature of the card.
Let's hope Dan wins money.
Here comes Power Squeeze on the outside, having a little bit of trouble
you
going
are
in.
Buying.
All in line.
Time. Get to the front.
And they're
There they
off
go.
in the Pegasus World Cup. The 5 Croupi and Steel Sunshine back to the back of the pack. Here we have the 1 Mixto lane third on the inside, and you got Saudi Crown taken the top spot. Mystic Dan there sitting in second. Stronghold in third. White Barrio moves into fourth. Mixto still on the rail in fifth. Behind that, you have New Grange for Danny Boy. followed by Skippy Longstocking.
Right where I want him. And
Locked is at the back. Very unlike him to win this race. So interesting, but still ahead is Saudi Crown going 23.43 seconds for the first quarter. You got Stronghold in second. And behind him is Mystic Dan on his outside at 12-1. Mixto still on the rail in fourth. Skippy Longstocking is now in fourth. See, I hate these head-ons so much. But anyway, you can't see the horse. Anyway, Saudi Crown still first. Mystic Dan now in second. And Stronghold is in third. Mixto lays on the rail. But here comes White Barrio on the outside making a move with Irad Ortiz aboard. They got the three New Grange kind of going back. Skippy Longstocking trying to make his bid. But behind the back of the pack is Locke, the big favorite. Saudi Crown staying.
Good. He looks like he's got horse.
Hands are barely moving. But here comes White Barrio at 5-2 with Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard. Can he do it? Saudi Crown is trying. Here comes White Barrio on the outside going into the final turn. The two gray horses are going head-to-head, way ahead of the leaders in front. And you have White Barrio.
White Barrio's taking over. White Barrio's taking over.
White Barrio going for his 7th win at Gulfstream Park and will now make over $6 million in earnings for his career. White Barrio for Safi.
That's impressive.
With Irad Ortiz Jr.
I had thrown him
aboard.
out. I had tossed White Barrio. I faded it.
Hey,
you know what?
What a play-by-play.
Very impressive run.
New Grange.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
New Grange actually just crossed the finish line, so no jokes. Well, I thought he was going to be on the lead, and he wasn't. So my race was over right away. So 5-2 beats 9-5. All these, this was a tough race, and then it finished first and second choice.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
What you gonna
from
do?
a betting perspective. But White Barrio gets his flowers.
Barrio, he won the Breeders' Cup Classic. He's continuing 2 years ago. That was the 2023
Yeah, I
Breeders'
guess
Cup
2013.
Classic that
and
White
then
Barrio won.
Had a cold year, had some long layoffs, disappointed out in Saudi Arabia, and then again at Saratoga, but then won pretty easily in November in a class drop in Gulfstream, and then came back in the Grade 3 Mr. Prospector last start. So looked like maybe he was kind of back on track, maybe getting his mojo back after a tough year, and I mean, clearly he did. Clearly he had it.
Well, he's been
money
breezing
today.
so well.
Who made money today? Anybody? You made money? Good. All right.
Alexa got.
You're buying. You're buying too. That's why we asked. We're not celebrating for you. We're just letting you know you're
I
paying.
didn't manage to make that much money to buy for the table, but once I do, I definitely will. I'll tell you that.
I know. I mean, what a day. Again, this was a tough race, a tough field, and the favorites stood out. But it's always still a fun time here at Pegasus. The night is still young. I can hear the Carousel Club dialing up. So there's no lull of energy here. The races may be over after 13 for a full day here today, but the party is just getting started.
Just getting started.
We've still got chocolate-covered Oreos here on the table.
Taking the wholesome route for the party. I like that. We got chocolate and sweets.
And
just barely caught that. What a great catch.
If you get a chance to come to one of these events, like Pegasus, Preakness is a blast, California Crown's a blast. I mean, they put on some really fun stuff. You get concerts, you get drinks, food, friends. It's a really good time.
And you could escape the snow, as we all live in Kentucky,
we
and it has
escaped
been
the snow.
frigid the past couple of weeks.
Don't remind me what we have to go home to.
Dreading the flight home tomorrow.
I know. I'm flying home tomorrow morning at 8. I'm praying it's over. 32 degrees.
Guess what? My boarding time is 5:50 a.m. So
I'm right there with you. My boarding time's 5:55. I got to get back about 1 o'clock. Keep doing more things just to get back to about 0-degree weather. Compared to this, definitely not looking forward to that. But
what's the weather been over there in New York, Dan?
Love what we have here today.
Luckily, we
the
get
weather's
to
not
ignore
good.
it another few hours.
I guess
and
that's
have some.
I know we're
Go
not
back to the house.
going to think about it. I also realized this special cigar that I promised would be going home with Terry and Griffin after all of the commotion with Sandman getting derby points and stuff. It's still here in my clutches, and I don't know. Dan Torgman might need this based off of the way he's reacting to the Newgrange loss. Dan, did you get a cigar cutter? You want to,
Newgrange
light this up and take us out?
was the final dagger. So yeah, there were many throughout the day, but no, it was a fun day. And I got to say, I heard you guys in my ear the whole time. You did an amazing job. So I want to start a little round of clapping. I can't do it myself.
Amazing job to all.
And to JD and Greg behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes doing all the work.
And Alex.
Oh, and
not
Alex.
To be forgotten.
Thank you for your efforts.
And Ben, you did a fantastic job. This was his
time I've
first
ever been
time on a live stream.
Yeah. Thank you.
It will not
I was
be
nervous,
the
but it's
last.
been fun.
And Ben, I want to toss it over to you to take us out for the show today again.
Okay, well, everybody here, DRF, Equibase, America's Best Racing, thank you so much for watching. This has been a wonderful experience of a fantastic Pegasus World Cup. And good night.
Bye, guys.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you.